Hi, and welcome again to this latest episode of the Plata Ward 4 Update Podcast. This is David Jenkins, the Plata Town Council member from Ward 4, and your host for this podcast, and my companion, La Plata Ward 4 video update, which is posted on YouTube. In this episode, I'd like to talk about a recent event or activity that's happening at the Indian Head Naval Facility, and what possible implications there could be for the town of La Plata, much less Charles County. So at a November 14th County Commissioner meeting, representatives from the Indian Head Naval Facility, the county's Director of Economic Development, the Chamber of Commerce's Military Alliance, as well as the Mayor of Indian Head and representatives from the College of Southern Maryland came together to brief the county commissioners on a pending expansion at the Indian Head Naval Facility due to their unique capabilities to produce needed explosives that is resulting from the current world demands, specifically those ammunition demands from the war in Ukraine as well as the ongoing conflict in the Middle East. I believe Indian Head is the only facility in the country, again, by the U.S. Navy, that has a manufacturing capability to produce certain types of explosives for artillery shells and other activities. So the technical director in his presentation talked about a possible expansion of employees in the range of 200 to 400 in the next 3 to 5 years. And there was obviously an additional potential for more growth of staff there as they ramp up. Now, all the partners are stressed, and it's important to note the continued need for collaboration among all parties to make this kind of activity happen to the benefit of all parties. Now, there will be significant impact, economic impact, not only on the town of La Plata, but also on the town of Indian Head, as well as obviously Charles County. One of the key issues from this economic activity or expansion at this base is the retention of staff, and this was really stressed by the Indian Head's technical director, who's been there a number of years. And what he means by that is, once they hire staff, can they retain them? Will they stay there? Are there enough housing opportunities, restaurants, parks, recreation, and other activities that they will want to stay in the area? So in essence, then, in my view, this is really about placemaking, making a place where folks can work, play, and enjoy their time. And this is a key part of economic development. Now, economic development is not just attracting businesses and jobs. It is creating a place. This means having a community, i.e., like La Plata, that is walkable. There are diverse housing opportunities. There's shopping and other activities. There's recreation and parks and other communities activities, not only to attract but also retain employment or workers. Now, it is a primary smart growth need is to work near where you live. This not only reduces out commuting and traffic, but it keeps folks spending their money here in La Plata and in the county. So that benefits all of us. So, having briefly talked about this potential expansion at the Indian Head Naval Facility, what does this mean for the town? Does the town have the tools and the leadership to leverage this expansion at Indian Head to strengthen our economy, but also diversify our tax base so we can reduce our sole dependency on residential growth? So let me give you my view or an overall assessment of what that means for the town. Now, the town has several activities or documents that would support this process. One is the town's 2020 Comprehensive Plan, which provides specific goals and objectives and action items. But again, like many plans, they're only effective if they are used. So the town has these goals within the current 2020 Comprehensive Plan. Let me briefly list some of those for you. In the land use element, it says La Plata will maintain and enforce plans and policies to strengthen the downtown core while maintaining our small town character. New development will reflect principles of walkability, sustainability, and environmental protection. Now, in the transportation element of the comp plan, one of the goals is to make strategic and proactive connections in the street grid to support economic and community development projects and to better manage through traffic. Continue to make La Plata a very walkable community. Let's move on to the next element in the comp plan that talks about housing and community development. One of these goals says, let's encourage mixed-use development in subdivisions and in downtown redevelopment projects. What this means is there could be a variety of housing. There could be one at the base level or the floor level, could be commercial, and then on the upper layers or upper floors could be some residential development. That's what they mean by mixed use. Another goal in the housing element of the comp plan is to encourage a range of housing by density, type, cost, and size to serve a diverse population. Now, this is important in the next section of the comp plan goals that talks about economic development goals and actions. One of these goals is to focus the town's community and economic development efforts on the downtown core to demonstrate public investment to attract private capital. This is important to attract developers with their funds. The next goal is to support entrepreneurialism, work in the gig economy, and support telecommuting. We should build on the town's current and future economic strengths. We should create a strategically located community and neighborhood parks, again, walkability, open space. And finally, create a town-wide biking trail system as recommended in our 2011 La Plata Parks and Recreation Master Plan. So again, this is a comp plan that was adopted in 2020. And again, it's only effective when we use it, when we make decisions. The next document that supports economic development within the town is the town's strategic plan, which was adopted by the town council in 2022. So it's a fairly recent adoption. So let me talk a little bit about some of the goals in this plan. One goal is that it talks about economic prosperity, and you will note that some of these are a repeat from the comp plan as well, but they are a strategic plan for future. One of them is for economic prosperity. This is to provide a variety of housing stock available for a wide audience of those interested in living here. Next would be to strategically grow our geographic property and economic tax base with a balance of residential, commercial, and industrial growth. Again, this is important, and I'll touch on this a little bit later. Create a dynamic, mixed-use downtown area that is inviting for businesses and residences. We hope to focus our town efforts on the downtown core to again demonstrate public investment and attract private capital. Second, or the next goal under economic prosperity in the strategic plan is to create or promote a business-friendly community that promotes attractive job opportunities for a sustainable economic base and to collaborate with and promote small businesses. So again, these are two very important plans with goals, objectives, and action items. But again, and I'm probably being repetitive here, the key is and must we implement them to make them work? So from my perspective, here's kind of what we've done so far. I believe there is an ongoing effort for a more housing diversity. You will see some apartment construction within the town. There's a site behind the Baldus building for 34 apartments. There's a number of sections within the Pine Grove community that has mixed-use housing, that is singles and towns. And I believe there are some residences that are being proposed for over 55. There's a residential apartment community that is proposed for a recently annexed property called Villages at Rosewick. That's at the corner of Washington Avenue and Rosewick Road. And then you'll see some apartments currently under construction at a development called Rosewick Corner, which is on the south side of Rosewick Road opposite the Lowe's. So those are an effort to create a diversity of housing and housing choices for existing and new residences. I believe the town is making good progress on creating a walkable community. We're making great progress on the Radio Station Road Walkway project, as we have previously received state funding for the design of the project, and we recently received a good chunk of money, I think over $1 million for the actual construction, and we'll be seeking more funds for that as well. The State Highway Administration initiated this past spring a streetscape improvement project for Charles Street, that is Route 6 in downtown La Plata, that would go from US 301 to, I believe, Maryland 488. So that's a project to improve an existing road. Jen, just recently, within this week, a new pocket park is under construction, thanks to the Wills Group. They have a piece of property that we're working within in collaboration and are developing a pocket park where there'll be plantings, sidewalks, and benches, again, within the town, and it's located at the northwest corner of St. Mary's Avenue and Centennial Lane. So again, we're making some progress in these elements, specifically housing diversity or housing choices, as well as walkability. I do believe, though, there's some additional deficiencies or needs that we need to pursue further. The town itself does not have a specific economic development department or function. And so I'm curious and interested to see if maybe we're at a tipping point where we need to devote some resources to that as well. We're currently not a Main Street designation downtown. We're an affiliate member. If we were a full Main Street member, we would have more access to additional state funding and grants to help improve downtown La Plata. To be honest, we've had some limited progress by our La Plata Town Center Corporation. I recently posted a podcast about who they are and what they've done. You can go back to my November 2nd podcast entitled Downtown La Plata Development. And then I think just by accident, but we've had limited activity in terms of trying to diversify our tax base. That is not necessarily just depend upon residential growth for our tax revenue, because residential growth typically demands more in services than what they actually contribute in taxes. However, there's been on and off progress to try to relocate the Coke plant, so we have other opportunities to improve downtown La Plata. The development of Pine Grove, which is under construction, as part of their project, they do have 2 parcels that are devoted to commercial, industrial, mixed-use type land uses. One parcel, Parcel P, it's entitled, Parcel P is 26 acres. There's another parcel called Parcel Q, and that is 82 acres. Both of these projects, or these parcels, are both located on the north side of Rosewick Road, and they have a phasing plan which they hope to attract other businesses to those sites. In fact, if you drive by there today, you'll see there's been some clearing and some initial infrastructure being installed in anticipation of some more businesses being located there. But there is one positive takeaway from this process. That is the expansion at the Indian Head Naval Facility. And it's a great lesson as we develop and work on improving La Plata, that its collaboration is necessary between government, that is the town, our business community, and our residents. This is needed to make things happen. But unfortunately, and the true reality of it is, this collaboration is needed all the time, and it takes time and persistent, as well as leadership, to bring this so we can be successful in how we improve downtown La Plata, as well as the town in general. Just for your notice, I'm planning to do a separate video about our implementation progress of our 2022 strategic plan sometime in the near future. I will probably post that. I will post that on my La Plata Ward 4 video update page, which is on YouTube. So just wanted to bring this to your attention about a recent activity and what it could mean for the town of La Plata and things we can do to help leverage that for our residents. So thanks again for listening. Please email me at djenkins@townoflaplata.org with your questions and comments. Thanks a lot and enjoy the upcoming Thanksgiving holiday.